Well, good Tuesday afternoon to you. This is Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley here with you as of 2 o'clock, and we're watching that threat for a couple of showers and storms popping up as we go throughout the rest of the day today. It's been a very quiet day so far with lots of sunshine and kind of warm and humid conditions. So far, we haven't had too many storms, but I do expect by the time things go through the rest of the afternoon, we're going to have some of them popping up. This is kind of what I'm tracking. Pop-up thunderstorms, some of which could be of the strong to severe variety, and that's kind of what we're starting to see now as we look at some of our cameras outside. The sky is changing a little bit. You've probably been seeing a lot of sunshine where you are, but if you kind of take a look out to the southern sky, this camera looks mostly to the south. We are seeing some pretty dark conditions here as we look southward from Winston-Salem. That's where some showers and storms have kind of been forming near the near the Charlotte area and trying to move northward a little bit. It is warm. It is a little muggy. Temperatures are in the upper 70s to close to 80 degrees right now. Winds are light, but altogether there's fuel today for thunderstorms. Remember, yesterday we were cool and cloudy, temperatures in the 60s. It just wasn't that kind of a day, but today is quite a different story. So to show you another view, this is from High Point right now, where it's not raining, and it hasn't been raining, but you can still see that darkness kind of building on the horizon. This camera here mostly looking off to the west and a little bit to the south of west. So that's where those darker clouds are forming a little bit and kind of getting themselves going. So let's take a look at the radar, where those storms are organizing right now and kind of where we'll be tracking them over the next couple of hours. On the wide view, you'll notice what we've been seeing most of the first half of the day is just totally dry conditions. We're kind of seeing how these storms organize. You got big gaps, let's say, in between lines when you have a storm system quite like this. But you kind of get little arms or appendages of this system, which is still rotating all around the same low pressure system to our north. So here's a little bit of a line over there well north of Raleigh. We don't worry about that one. But this is the line we're going to watch now through about 5 o'clock or so. Showers and storms building and moving out of the Charlotte area right near the South Carolina border. And this is kind of that same line too, stretching all the way up northward closer to Mount Airy. If we kind of zoom this view out and widen out the picture, you can get a better idea of still kind of how this system is all built. The center is swirling over here. That's the middle of our low pressure area, and you have a round of storms, a round of storms, a round of storms, a round of heavy rain. That's the part of the system we were in yesterday. That's now moving up into the Chesapeake and the Northeast and places like that. These are more thunderstorms rather than that steady rain. There is at least a chance a couple of these could be on the strong to possibly even severe side. We have a couple warnings that we've been seeing over just the last 15 to 20 minutes or so. Let's take a closer view. I'd be watching this very carefully right now. If you're in southern Davidson County, this is right there near High Rock Lake, of course, as you kind of cross on 85 here. That's kind of the Yadkin River, moves down to Baden Lake as well. That's a heavy duty storm. So we're going to spend a lot of time on this one and just kind of zoom in and show you what we're tracking. There's no warning on it right now, but I would expect, or actually I would encourage there to be a warning on this. What I'm seeing looks definitely to be severe level or close to it. When we pause this, you'll notice kind of what I'm looking at. So there are some really, really deep reds and brighter purples. So just to kind of set your geography, that's the town of Jackson Hill. Here's Highway 49. This is the border between Rowan County there and Davidson County here. Newsom, Baden Lake just off screen over down that way. This part of the storm with the purples, when we see that, what we tend to notice is that hail is trying to get going and form inside a storm, if not already falling out of it. So again, there is likely some hail going on in this part of the storm, right there near High Rock Lake and Baden Lake. Denton, you're going to want to watch this pretty carefully. Its motion is pretty much to the north and east. Let's rock this back and forth a little bit just to see the storm motion. It's moving very, very slowly, but it is moving basically northeast over the last 30 minutes, but you can see it's only moving a small fraction of distance. It's basically going from here to there in 30 minutes time. So Jackson Hill, then Denton, you'll be seeing this storm within the next 20 to 30 minutes. It's already on top of you here. And look at all these lightning strikes as well. We can track these for you and count how many there are. Within the last 15 minutes, looks to be at least about a dozen lightning strikes. So yeah, about 13 lightning strikes here just within the last 15 minutes. So this This is at least a strong, if not a severe thunderstorm moving into southern Davidson County. So let's take a slice of this. What we can do with our radar system is we can look at it this way, which is a two-dimensional view, or we can take a three-dimensional view. We just call it a slice of the storm. But here we go. So what it's going to do is it's going to analyze it in a different way for us. So let me move the map so we can better see this live here. But here we go. So that storm right now is positioned at about 30,000 feet tall. And that's, about what we would expect. Most thunderstorms are about that tall, which, by the way, is about the level you fly when you're in an airplane. And right now, when we look at this, you can see that middle center, that purple core that I was talking about, that is lofted up pretty high within the cloud. What happens there is that freezing level within a thunderstorm it kind of varies, depends on how cold the air is above our heads on any given day. So right about here or so would be where we're forming some of that hail. You have to have strong upward motion to kind of levitate that hail inside of a thunderstorm. If you're able to do that, then the hailstones can grow. They start off really small, like tiny pea-sized hail, but you can get them bigger if you have stronger upward motion up inside the cloud. Looks like the latest update here shows that might be weakening a little bit, but even so, this storm is definitely capable of producing some hail, and some of that may be falling already right here just north of the New London community and moving up toward Davidson County in short order. So keep an eye on this. Again, that storm system is moving north and east. It's the strongest storm on the board that we have for you right now. Let's take another look at the wider view radar. There is a severe thunderstorm warning off to the south. This is for Anson County. Weather Service noting about 60-mile-per-hour gusts and hail that could be a little bit larger than 1 inch. This is near Wadesboro, so a little bit outside of our News 2 viewing area, but it just goes to show you what these storms are kind of capable of today. To me, that storm looks worse than this one. So again, I think this one should have a warning as it moves into Davidson and really Randolph as well. This little cluster mostly going to glide itself north and east. It could clip you if you're in southern Montgomery County and moves its way over toward Pinehurst over the next hour or so. But boy, these storms are moving quite slowly today. The text from our partners at the Weather Service here does indicate that they're moving really, really slow and not really in any type of a hurry. So storm motion only about 20 miles per hour with a lot of these storms. Back to go in Davidson County. Remember those sky cameras we looked at that were pretty dark, looking south from Winston-Salem, looking southwest from High Point? They were just looking at rain so far. We have a little bit of a downpour here. We'll want to keep an eye on things like this today. When something like that pops up, as it moves into sunshine over here, moving toward Thomasville or Sophia, areas like that, up toward Greensboro, it could grow and get a little bit stronger within short order, so not a lot of warning with some of these. But just rain for Lexington and Thomasville right now. But again, we're still keeping an eye on this storm, which does look like a doozy, and it's moving up through Denton and then closer to Asheboro, probably within the next hour. Let's put some estimations on this for time arrivals. So this would be about at a 30-mile-per-hour speed, which is probably a little quicker than it actually is going right now. Even so, Asheboro, by about 2:45 to 3 o'clock, you'll want to be ready to go for this thing. And then moving closer toward Liberty by about 3:30 or so today. That's kind of the way this is tracking right now. Let's look at a wider view too and go up toward the foothills. This is another little cluster that's only gotten its act together within the last 15-20 minutes or so. So earlier it was just little scattered rain showers, but with the heating of the day, the fuel and the heat and humidity, there you go. You've made yourself a line of showers and storms now. So this has kind of made its way up into Allegheny County. Not too far from Sparta, but closer to Galax here. Places like Low Gap are getting in on this. Dobson, some heavy rain, just potent. Any of these small little showers today, they really are making themselves known. They might be small, but they're mighty, and they're kind of punching above their weight for today for sure. As far as severe weather risk, we have a low risk of severe storms today, but there will still be a couple. We've already seen a few out in the Charlotte area. This risk of the green color, that's just a level 1 on that 5-point scale. So it's kind of the lowest threat level that we have when it comes to severe storms. I wouldn't completely say there's a 0 threat of tornadoes in our area, but it is really low. That threat is a little bit higher today from the Outer Banks through eastern North Carolina over toward Wilson, places like Roanoke Rapids and Rocky Mount up to Norfolk, Virginia and Richmond, Virginia. That's where they have a little bit of a threat of that for today. In fact, there was a confirmed tornado near about Pine Top, North Carolina, I believe is the town. Edgecombe County was specifically where that was reported overnight while people were sleeping too, around 3:30 in the morning. I mentioned it being warm and humid. Remember yesterday we were in the mid 60s. Well, today it's in the upper 70s and close to 80 degrees. And it's not just that, it's also, well, pretty sticky outside. That humidity is bumped up in a big way. That matters when you're trying to pop a couple rain showers or thunderstorms. So this is just some juice to kind of get those storms going, and they should be able to take advantage of it on occasion going through the rest of the afternoon and evening. Hardly any rain has fallen today. You know, we were mentioning how we'd have to adjust the forecast yesterday because really the system was changing, and that's been the case. Really, we have seen hardly any rainfall, but keep in mind as that line of showers and storms moves closer, some of those could be able to put down a quick ½ to 1 inch of rainfall in short order. So that's something you'll want to keep an eye on through about 5 o'clock. Let's time this out for you. Here's the futurecast from now through about 4 to 5. Most of those showers and storms kind of fizzling out once you get past dinner time. At that point, we're pretty quiet for the late evening, it will appear, and then overnight tonight, mostly quiet too. Still muggy, temperatures in the 60s. And then tomorrow, we are going to be able to do it again. So we'll have still some warmth, still some humidity, and a couple of rounds of showers or a downpour can't be ruled out from time to time. A little thunderstorm could happen as well. So that's kind of the way your Wednesday plays out. It's kind of the last day of this low pressure system that's still swirling around our area. Once we get into Thursday, we'll start to see warmth and humidity really taking over. Temperatures in the 80s by that point. So the plan for tomorrow is pretty similar to the plan for today. Temperatures still warm and humid, looking at on again, off again rain, maybe some thunder out there as well. That's the plan for Wednesday. It's just like today. This is part of a warm front kind of moving north of us in that low pressure area, still swirling around. So that's what keeps those thunderstorms in the forecast through tomorrow. But for Thursday, we dry out and then we really start to focus on the heat going toward the end of the week and the weekend. I have us in the mid 80s by Thursday, and then actually in the upper 80s by Friday, and Saturday is going to be pretty toasty as well. So just keep the rain gear handy the next couple of days, but I think Thursday will be a drier one for us, and Friday should be pretty dry as well. We'll want to keep an eye to the sky toward the end of the thing on Friday and Saturday. Just a late day shower or a thunderstorm can't be ruled out, but the flavor of the day will be dry weather for those storms out there on Friday into Saturday. That's kind of the forecast as we go through the next couple of days. Before we let you go, I want to go through one more look at the radar because things have been changing kind of minute by minute here, and let's see if we can get you any updated information. That line of showers and storms pushing through the southern Piedmont right now. That one storm that still really stands out to me is moving now into southern Davidson County. So Jackson Hill and Denton getting ready for that one. This one near Wadesboro still chugging along. Let's go back toward Jackson Hill and Denton. Again, some very heavy rain, but maybe not as much in the way of hail. Remember that pink we were just looking at? It's gotten smaller as it's moved from Newsom to Jackson Hill and Highway 8. Handy, there you go. Handy. You'll learn a new town every time you track a storm. But we are looking at heavy rain right there from Lockabill Road, Stokes Road, Laughlin Road as well. There's not really any rotation going on within this storm. Last time I checked, let's make sure that's still the case. Nothing that would concern us here when it comes to tornadoes, so we're in good shape with that. But there is still that signature of possible wind or hail that could be moving through your area in southern Davidson and then parts of southwest Randolph moving over toward Farmer, Ashboro, Level Cross, and Randleman. Again, the timing on that would be over the next, let's say, 15-20 minutes or so. We'll put a storm check on it one more time for you, and then we'll let you go. Here it goes up toward Liberty by about 3:30, Ashboro by about 3 o'clock, Farmer, as I said, right about 2:35. So that's kind of the path on that storm. Doesn't have a severe thunderstorm warning, but it could at any time as we get a little bit closer. As always, up to the Weather Service to decide. Here's the 7-day forecast before we sign off here. We're looking ahead at my computer on that first day, actually. But for tomorrow, there will be scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. Thursday looks to be dry, and then Friday afternoon and Saturday afternoon both have at least a chance of a pop-up storm. Looking pretty good for Wilkesboro. It'll be warm and a little muggy. Temperatures in the mid-80s for the NASCAR All-Star Race.